Hello, it is Lord Haywire. I'm streaming some 2D 4X day like I do on most weekends. Uh, Today's a little bit different because somebody responded to my error issue, and I was like, I'm gonna do this before I start streaming, and then I didn't do it. If I hit play on this, just to bring up what we're talking about, we just gotta wait. I should have done this before I started streaming. 2D 4X is like a post-apocalyptic strategy game. That's a 2D 4X. So see these 32 errors that appear? They don't affect the game, but they're annoying, and I don't like having any errors in here. So I put it, I've been trying to figure out. It doesn't tell you anything if you like click on them. Uh, it doesn't. So I like put a help thing in the Godot forum, I guess 18 days ago, and I pretty much had given up on it, getting any help on that part. So I put in an issue, which I have open. Whatever. I put it in an issue, and they said that it was a Godot issue, but they didn't. They assumed I knew more than I do know. So um, that's kind of that's programmer brain, or dev brain as I call it, is where they assume. Whatever. We can go down that road some other day, but or later today maybe I'll rant and rave about that dev brain. But I had no idea how to track this down is the thing. Like, since it gives you no information about what the error is, uh, and then before this stream, I was like, I guess I'll check that issue. I haven't checked it in a few days, and somebody replied. And so what he's saying here is, it sounds exactly like he's getting the same exact thing I'm getting. And what he's saying is that he had a public class that was, battle events, and then he had another one event type that was an enum. And I have that exact thing here. I have a public class called All Enums, and here's the public enum, or that's the activities or whatever. And he's saying that he moved this into, even though he does say the inner type to be placed in its own file with it. He has an S in here. I'm assuming that that's just he wanted. It should be called the same thing. So we're gonna try that. It's going to be a huge pain because I have a lot of enums in here, and I wanted them to be all in one file. So I could just type all enums dot, and then it would give me a list of all the different enum classes. But we're going to give that a shot. And, one of the things, I was trying to think if we're not using any of these. This is going to break a bunch of shit. Because if we weren't using one, we could just comment it out. And then we could see what it does. But I think we actually are. I was thinking maybe I set one up and then didn't, use it, and I could delete it. But I think all of these are in use. I was hoping that I had done a bad job in the past, I guess. All right, so let's pick one that's going to be, oh my God, this is going to be horrible because we're going to have to go reset all of these enums because they're going to break. Let's do this one. So we get 32. The other thing we could do actually as a test is we could put in a public enum. Let's put this at the top to see if this gets us 34 or whatever. Let's go to the very top here. Public enum test BS, and then we'll go. Lord Mac, how's it going? Whatever. Second whatever. And we'll save this. We'll do this. We'll build the. I don't know if it's so. The problem is it changes all the time. Yeah, it looks like we might have to. See, we got 30 that time because there was already 32. So it's like I said, it changes all the time. So let's close that. Let's reopen this. I also think we're gonna have to rebuild the project, which is gonna break some other stuff. So we want it to show 34 this time. We don't want it to show that, but hopefully when we hit play, it will show 34. Yeah, I'm going to create a folder. Okay, we got 0. What? Let's see, this is the problem. Let's close this thing. 0 doesn't help us. Let's close this. Let's close this. Let's go to here. 0 does not help. Yeah, it'll be a bummer because I'll have to do like enum skills or something because I have something else. I have other things called skills already. And I have other things called like personalities because the way it was being divided up is by all enums, you know. It's probably not going to have an error at all here. Come on. Les Xinhua? So I know. Sorry. I'm saying your name wrong. How's it going? Let's try this again. Let's open up this thing. All enums. Thank you for the follow, too. I'm trying to think of how I'm trying to pronounce your name in my head here. Lesinsawa? Lesinsawa? Sawa? Let's try this now. Well, we gotta make one change so that it gets its act together. But once again, it doesn't. The number of errors, we want it to be more. And now we're still getting 32. But we aren't using this yet. I don't know if that matters. We could use it just somewhere, like right here. We could just say all enums test enum equals all. Whoops. What did I call that? Test BS. All enums. Whoops. Why aren't you filling stuff in for me here? Whatever. Sure. Now we've used this. Then we'll restart it. But once again, I don't think it does the. We got 30, which is the same as what we were getting before. Let's close this. Let's close this. Let's close this. I feel like we're using enums more than 30 times. Let's open this. Let's remove this one just to make sure we're not getting confused here. Is there that's a good question. Is there 30 of them? Let's hit play on this. Yeah, let's open this up. Usually I'm pretty sure it throws the errors the first time I open it, you know, normally, except it just didn't do it 10 seconds ago. Yeah. Maybe I've always changed something. Casper, how's it going? Let's see. Where are we? All enums. I wonder, I was thinking also maybe it's something else. Like something else but the same issue, but somewhere else. I think there's more than 30. I'm going to delete this because that's a change, you know. See, that didn't give us any new errors, though. We're still at 32. So I guess we have to test it the other way. Let's get rid of this thing. Let's get rid of this thing. Let's go down to that one that was not going to be the end of the world. The Portland one. Where was that Portland? That was the province, because we're barely using this. We're using this. Oh, you know what? So wait. So How's progress? I feel like I flip flop on the progress. Even like yesterday, I was like, oh, I didn't get anything done, and then at the end of the stream, I was like, oh, I feel like I did get stuff done because I commit the code and I type what I did that day, and then like after I stopped streaming, I was like, wait, no, I didn't get shit done. So I don't know. It seems to fluctuate by the hour. So let's rename. Let's create a file with this and see where we're going here. So we have 7 references. I wish there was an easy way without counting, individually to see if there's 30 or 32 or. But I think for a while it was doing 28, and then all of a sudden it changed to 30. So I'm wondering if at that time I'd added an enum, because I add enums in here all the time. Anyways, let's try this. Let's do a new folder, not under public classes. Let's just do new folder enums, and then I'm never gonna find. I'm gonna be wondering where shit is now because of this. And then what do I have on here? Nope, this should be called province, I guess. Province. And this actually should probably be province is. This should be gone here. Let's look at this guy's reply again. He doesn't say if it needs to be a public class. But, in the past, I've messed her. So, in the past, let's go back to this real quick. I feel like, so I've messed with this because sometimes it gets a weird error where it says, like, this needs public partial class. It's weird. I wonder if it will do it this time. Or maybe it's the opposite. Maybe it's that it doesn't care. And that seems weird that it seems like it should care. Where's my thing I just opened here? Province. So this is actually going to be a public enum? Can you do this? You can't do this. Well, this would go away. You can do that. We don't need this crap. So here we have province now. Let's go. Did I delete it out of here? We'll just comment it out unless I got went hog wild here. And we'll comment this out, except not with that. Without any typos. Then we have 7 references, so that's going to break. This doesn't exist. We can get rid of this because that was just that weird testing. Declare types and namespace. Good point. Namespace. Player space. Whoops. Come on. Fingers. So here's this. I think we're going to have to rebuild the project because of this. Because it was doing this on that other thing that I created. Give me my bugs, man. I guess we'll build it. And we'll get our bugs. So this will just be province. Yeah, I'm going to have to rename this to like enum, province enums or some shit. Because that's going to confuse the fuck out of me later. Is that it? I was patiently waiting there. Yeah, we barely use that. It is used though. It did. So I think actually that's another thing. Maybe this one won't. So at the top of this, he's saying he does this, which is I do this too. Like an array of these. So we might have to find one where I have an array of enums to figure this out. And of course, we didn't get any errors. Let's, back to Casper, back to the second part of your question. Am I proud of anything? I don't know. I am proud of my knowledge, like that I've learned stuff. Like not where I'm like, I know so much, but more like I'm surprised that I can learn still. I do feel like I've learned a lot of shit. I think I needed to close that. Why can't you just throw the same number of bugs all the time, man? Of errors all the time. But no, there's no like code where I'm like, this is the sweet ass code. Sometimes I feel like this is pretty good for me, but none of it is like, this is amazing. I had one line of code. Yeah, it still says 32. I had one line of code where, or one method that was very short, and I was like, this is elegant code. Holy shit. And then like the next day, the code stopped working. Like, and it didn't work right in the first place. So it was not elegant. It was broken. Okay, so that's not gonna, we gotta find a place that it's a array of enums. Yeah, I forget where that was. It was like in, oh, I do remember. So it was in like county generation where it would generate the faction and the faction would generate the county. Then it would like assign it all in one line. And one time it would go through, but no, it, it only worked for 5 seconds. Okay, here we go. We have good type. We could use good type. The reason I'm going like is because this is kind of gonna be brutal when we break this. This is actually just a list that's generated. This one shouldn't be that bad. So let's do good type. It'll probably, no, it's gonna break so much stuff when we do this. We can always roll everything back. I pushed it yesterday, and I haven't. So all of the changes on this stream are the, since I pushed it. So if worse comes to worse, we can roll it back. So let's do this. This is going to be good type. Why are you back up here? Are you a programmer, a developer, Casper? Where did my enums go? Scripts. County good type. We go over here. Not that one. Oh my God, there's so many. So it's going to reset all of these back, all of the goods back to. I kind of know that feeling. My friend who is not into video games at all asked me yesterday how my game's going, and I was like, he doesn't actually care. And what am I? Maybe he does. I don't know. But I was like, man, would I even explain this to him? So I just, oh, it's going great, whatever. Sometimes you can tell if the people, like, do people really care? It's like when you greet someone, a stranger, and you ask them how they're doing. You're like, hey, how are you? You don't actually want to hear how they are. How's it going, I guess, is generally what I say. All right, we've broken all this shit. So let's go to here. Oh, it's going to do it for us. I'm open to suggestions. Generally, and if you see a better way, I'm definitely, since I am new, but there are a few things that I don't want to do. Underscores, fucking hate them. I don't know why I hate them so much, but I hate them. I don't know what the deal is. Is it because of where they are in the keyboard? Yeah, where they are on the keyboard sucks. All right. What's your problem over here? And both these fixed. Oh, did I delete that one? I actually wanted to comment it out. Underscores, yeah. It's the literally the first thing on this help thing. I was like, oh, this guy uses underscores. Like, why? I actually wonder. So it seems in C# that there's like a group of people, a faction that uses underscores and a faction that doesn't. And I've looked it up before, of like who, like what is the what are you supposed to do? And um, it doesn't seem to be like there's no consensus. Oh, this thing must be returning something. Yeah, this must be returning something. There we go. There we go. Oh, inside the class, it's where it's used. You know, I was trying. Someone else, Mongolo, his name is. He was in chat. And he was saying where he put his enums, and I can't remember. And I was like, because of this problem, I was like, it was in some other place. I was trying to remember what he had said because I knew I had to move these. So you put them. Let's see. You put enums inside where it belongs to. So like if we're the county data here is the class, you would put the enum in here because this is used in county data, like that type of thing. Is that what you mean? Maybe that is, but is it going to throw this error? Man, I feel like that took off. Oh, I see what it's doing. That makes sense. I mean, putting things where they correspond to. I've been actually both trying to do that and then move things out because some of them, like this county data file, is huge. So I've been trying to break them into smaller pieces. But the enum thing, the whole reason I had them in one was because I knew I would forget, and it's easier to type, all enums dot. Then it would auto fill what I was. My memory is dog shit. So, all right, we have one more. And for some reason, it's not accepting that. For each, what do you want? Okay, now we got some more here. It just wants. We're doing what's going on here? Go through all their needs and skill, check against it. Oh, this is probably a dictionary that has an array of populate. Go through all of their needs, and that's why there's so many comments in here. I'm trying to comment more because I can never remember what the fuck is going on, and I don't want to have to go through the code and be like, oh, this is what this does. But what does this do? So we have a county good type. This looks like it's a dictionary. What was this before I changed it? So this is create a deep. Oh, okay. So this does need to go back to this. This is the new copy, but then we give us our weird errors over here. Okay, so this is where we're getting this dictionary for each dictionary and okay, and the needs. Well, I've been getting these errors, these 32 errors, and I cannot figure out because it doesn't tell me anything except for this. I can't like click on them or whatever, and they're driving me nuts. They don't affect the game, and so I put in a question or whatever forum post on the Godot forum, and this guy replied, and so I'm trying to see. And so they're going to be their own thing, but this is a good idea to like put them where they, the county, the data would have their county good type, but he's saying they get to be their own or their own file. So we need to fix this, is what it's saying. So when we go back to here, we need to jump over to this population data and change this. There we go. Sometimes this takes forever. I think it's, you know, it's the number of files. What do we got here? Needs? Oh, ew. It's this constructor. Once again, I feel like we should blow away this constructor. It just, if we're gonna have to blow away all of these enums and make them their own file or move them into their own class or whatever, or maybe move them here, we might as well blow away that constructor and do whatever else we need to do. So now we've got to see if we can get these 32, like this number of errors, because sometimes it says 8 and sometimes it says 24. You know, it said 24 for a long time, then it jumped up. I wonder what I did. Now we got some more things to fix here. Man, look at all these things. All our enums are going to be busted now too. But this is a perfect one to do where if we should get a different number of errors. We can't celebrate if it says 8, 32, or 30. Those are the three we can't celebrate because it does that all the time. And we'll restart. Well, that said 4. Oh, now we're down to 10. 10. These are different ones. Yeah, I often say that I wish there was like a best practices thing, which is, it's weird to me that Microsoft doesn't have that for programming, because then you would know, like you know, me hating underscores. The best practice may be that you're supposed to use underscores on certain cases, and like ChatGPT, I notice will sometimes use underscores and sometimes not. I was talking with my friend who asked about the video game yesterday. He wanted. There are? Where do they live? We were talking about AI again last night. So if I've talked about AI a bunch in this stream, and that's another thing that my opinion keeps changing. I think it's less. So when originally I was like, holy shit, we're all going to be out of jobs. You know, like that was in the like, we got a plan for this. And I remember reading a news article that said there was going to be 30 or 300 million unemployed people in the next 10 years from AI. The more I learn about AI, the more I use it, the less I think of it's going to have an impact. I think there are going to be still people losing jobs, but it's not going to be nearly at the rate. I think it's a fad. There will be some small uses for it, but I think the vast majority is not. And it's funny because my friend who has IT as an accountant, he's like, actually, dude, 90% of the job in accounting can be done by ChatGPT. And I was like, oof. And I was like, well, what about mistakes? And like, don't you have to watch it? And he was like, no, because no one watches. Like, there's mistakes by humans, and nobody watches it until like it's a catastrophe, you know? All right, let's build this and see how many we got left. So I don't know, but so one of the things is with AI is you have to get people to use it, and I think at my job we have a hard time getting people to use like their emails correctly. Or at all, you know, they reach for their phone. They can't schedule meetings. They like, I don't think it's, I don't know. It's you gotta incentivize the people. I was trying to craft most crap code. So for coding, it's even more weird because I think since AI doesn't know anything, it's even stranger that like trying to get it to understand, and it doesn't know anything, and you can't like suggest things. Like if I'm suggesting things with the way I'm talking, most people can pick up on it. The AI is not going to do that, especially through text, typing in text and stuff. Okay, I think we're getting close. Like I said, we might have to roll this back, though. Yeah, we should just put out crap code, fake crap code, so that it could learn incorrectly. So I used to have the Copilot thing. I paid for it. It wasn't Copilot. What's it called? I don't know, the GitHub's thing, but maybe it was Copilot. It came free for a month to try it, and I was like, yeah, I'll try that. And that month, I was shocked how good it was. Like, I would type, I would start typing here, and it would immediately, I would be like up here. It would have looked at my other code, and it would suggest stuff that was better than I had thought of. I was like, holy shit, this is amazing. And then it just got shittier and shittier as time passed. And then it started suggesting garbage. Just like literal garbage. And then I paid for it. I got 1 month free and I paid for a month. Yeah, exactly. Like, well, that's the other thing that what was I looking for? I figured what I was looking for, but there was a bunch of projects. What was it? Well, I can't remember, but there's a bunch of projects that different people had written for a simple task. The fuck was it? And all their code was dated and I can't really judge because I don't know shit about anything, but it looked like garbage to me. So it's like if they're pulling from that, oh god. There's so many. We use this so many times. Holy fuck. It is nice that this is shorter, I guess. I think we're going to have to... No, I don't know. We are going to want to rename this, I have a feeling. Do you put your stuff on GitHub? There was a, YouTube, one day at the top of like my streaming banner thing, like when you go in to start streaming, it had like a little banner at the top that said like, do you want to opt in to let people or let AI train on your videos? And I was like, no. And I looked and luckily it was not, it hadn't automatically opted me because I assumed that's what they would do. It'd be one of those things, well, you didn't opt out. Oh my God, there's so many. And look at all these other ones. I use enums for everything. Did I save all this stuff? All right. So I think we're going to have to restart everything, but let's see what this does. Everything is going to be busted. The other thing, this back to the AI thing. I read the subreddit that's like the indie developers subreddit. I don't know if that's the name of it, indie devs or something. And I've been surprised at how many people are asking how to make shovelware. And shit, I should have hit play. Now we can't get let's do this. And also how many people post like my game doesn't have any traction. Can you tell me why? And then everyone in the comments is like, because your game looks like shit. And so like we're gonna be flooded. Like if AI could write a game for you, we're gonna be flooded with crap. But we're already flooded with crap. So it's not a, like, obviously, once again, I'm not judging them. I hope I'm making sense. This is like something that yeah, that didn't change anything. We're still at 32. So I wonder if it's something, let's read this guy's thing again. I wonder if it's something like it's just one that's fucked up. So he had like a private array type. I started receiving this error log as well. At some point between the betas, the error has come from this array class. I use C#, so I don't, yeah. What do you mean, Casper? The rejection answer? Oh, you mean matters to the people? Yeah. On the Reddit forums, some of them, it seems like they take it to heart and they're like, "Oh, you guys are right. Let me fix this stuff." And then there was like occasionally there's the person's like, "No, you don't know. You guys don't know what you're talking about. My game's awesome." So the thing that I see a lot in that is for the genuine people, not people who are like trying to just make a buck off video games. They're like, I hear video games are popular. Let's make a video game and make some money. Like, fuck those people. But the people who like genuinely are trying to make like a video game that they want to play, a lot of times it seems like they overestimate what is good. If that, like, they've worked on it for so long that they're like, this game looks amazing, their own game. And in reality, they haven't taken a step back to look at the whole thing. And those people generally are like, the rejection does, where they're like, oh, wait, you guys are right. This isn't fun. And that's something I've said about this. Like, there's going to be a point where I'm so tired of clicking on testing stuff that I won't even know if it's not annoying. And I think this happens when I stream on my other channel, because I stream a lot of indie games. Though I haven't streamed on that channel a couple months, but sometimes you wonder why you have to like click in certain ways or like do certain things. And I think it's because the developer has just been working on it for so long that they don't even notice that that's like the most convoluted way to do something, and they need somebody to like say like, this is convoluted. And I have a feeling that's going to happen to me. I was talking to this dude at coffee though, and he was talking about UI for like websites and stuff is one of his most favorite things to write for efficiency. So he didn't care about beauty, but just efficiency. And I was like, because that's kind of how I feel too. But obviously my UI is ugly because it's all test stuff. But I thought that was an interesting. Like there's probably a job, UI efficiency or something. On Unity it has those little chart. It's not a chart. It's like a flow chart, I guess, of where you have to move your mouse to see how far away things are to click. So I don't know what to do here. This seems to. Oh, he has this though in its own little. So what he had was this in its own file. I don't have that. I do somewhere though, probably. Wait. We did that yesterday. We did some weird shit like that with the. But this has happened before with the Okay, all right. Maybe we didn't need to do that. We're gonna leave that there for now. We can roll it back. So like this with iPersonality here, maybe that's it. I didn't notice that he had this. So wait, Casper, are you saying that you put yours like this, where you have the public class and then this thing on the outside of that class, or do you put it inside? So I'm doing like, this is not the problem because we wrote this after the problem started, but I have these like that where these are in iPersonality, but I don't know if maybe it doesn't matter because they're mostly inside. Look at this namespace. This is the old school way. See, I haven't even looked at this in a long time. This isn't a public class. Why is it in the public class folder? This is a node. What's it doing in here? I'm going to break something here. This is not UI either. Just go into the scripts folder. When I get that weird thing where it's like it doesn't know where this shit is. I think we'll have to rebuild the project. I wonder if I just rebuild the project, if that will just solve all of my problems. I did rebuild the project like a couple months ago for some reason. Single responsibility, keep one topic part module in one place. So that's like kind of like a mono behavior, sort of, or no? What's this thing? These are inside. I wonder if there's a way I could search for it without my eyeballs, without using my eyeballs. What is this? Actually, I shouldn't be doing these changes because we might have to roll this back. Why do I think it's a public class that's this problem? I'm trying to think like if there's any place where I did what I can't remember. What's this weird enum research one? Did I look at this? Diplomacy? I don't think I did any of. I must have though somewhere. It's probably something I didn't understand. Oh, I'm down to keep talking. I love talking. I love John. Wait, I think that could be taken another way. This day and age. All activities, especially because I'm just going to be clicking here. Looking. I guess I got to look at every. So maybe there's a way to test this a different way. So like if there's a public class and then this other file has a thing sitting in it, you could type the thing. Does the event log have that? Where the fuck's the event log? No, it's all inside. Look at that. Look at that ugly shit. See, I don't think I do that. But maybe I have in one place and then I keep like referencing it. And that's why this number has changed. Because I'm pretty sure it was 24 at the beginning when it first reared its ugly head. And it may have been something where I was like, oh, this works. I'll just put it here and not worry about it. So then how would you access... If this was in this folder, or sorry, not folder, the same file, find all references. Is that a thing? What does that show us? So if you were to want to access this public enum that's outside the public class, how would you get it from another script? You probably couldn't, because it would be in this thing. Well, he is right here. He's accessing event type. If I was to guess, it'd be somewhere in here. Just because this has all the garbage. All of the garbage. But you would, so you type in, so if in this example, you would type, you can type in event type anywhere, like anywhere in your code, even though it's sitting in this, and in the file, we're assuming the file name is, well, he said the file name is this. Where's something else? I did something weird. Yeah, see, these are all in here. Where's, I'm trying to think of weird things, maybe the map editor? Assuming it's the same namespace. Yeah, all my shit's pretty much in the same namespace. I have 2 namespaces. That's a thing I need to probably do better. Okay, so this is all, this is a root node. What the fuck is this thing? We need to get, whoops. We need to go to this other thing. This one. No. Well, let's look at these. So this code, I didn't write. I mean, I edited it heavily. So there could have been things that I smushed in here that I didn't understand. Well, I'm it should be mostly didn't understand anyways. And this is also kind of old. It wouldn't run this though. I guess it kind of goes through all of them. There used to be that problem. How did I, where it would build before it would build? How did I fix that thing? It would get this error when it built. Wait, it almost came to me where this was. I think I did do this one spot. Not in the map editor. I think I was just like, oh, you can put this in here? I'll just leave this here. Look at all those files I got open. Yeah, I thought everything had to be, like, I thought this had to match the file name and you couldn't put anything. Like, what have you put in here? Like, public, class, whatever. You can just stick this in here and it's okay? It's so strange to me. I guess I'm just gonna have to open every script. I was trying to think, you know, somebody help with this one. And I mushed his code together with my code. Nope. I was hoping, say, what I'm hoping is that, like, it's something like file name, but it does in Godot, you can't do anything if it doesn't, if the file name doesn't match this public class. Well, I guess we could test that. We have 12,000 things open. So if I just put it, let's just put a thing in here. Public whatever, class whatever, GD print whatever. Oh, but we can't do that. Well, we'll just leave it empty. We can't leave it empty. We got to put something in here. No, we can't leave it empty. Oh, right. Public partial. Wait. Partial class? It has to be for Godot? No, don't use partial class. That would break it. Oh, look, we got 61. Oh, no, that... Wait. If we can make it get different number of errors, then we're on the right track here, because that's part of it. Let's close this. I think don't use partial class, you're saying. Just do this. Let's close this. This is all saved. Good God. Let's just close all here, and then we'll actually no, we'll come back to this. We're going to solve this problem today. I don't know. I hope. It's been... All right. If we hit play, it normally gets 32, if I remember correctly. Now we're back to 32. But it was an odd number. We never get odd numbers. So what was the difference? That was said partial class. So maybe I have the wrong, or, we could search for that. Maybe have a public partial class somewhere that's like that. Maybe have two of them shoved in there. So then why does Godot that was globals. Let's where am I going here? It doesn't actually matter. Open the other file inside any method, try creating class whatever. So like, let's make it not two. Let's put in enums. Oh, we can't do it there. No, we can't do it here. I need we can do it. Huh. New whatever. That seems so strange to me. And I could have used that though. And in fact I do have let's see here though. I gotta remember where I put this because I'm gonna wonder well, I guess when I delete that I'll be fine. Globals, we have the 32 errors. When this was a partial class, I think we got a different number. I should have cleared this. That's so... I totally thought you could only have one. Well, 30... What happened to 32? No, that 30 is normal. All right, let's close this. The second time you run it, 30 is normal. So why doesn't it care about the public class thing? Like, what? We're going to restart this. I'm going to take a break in like 5 minutes. I feel better, though, that someone else is having this same issue. I mean, I assume someone is, but there's so few people who use C#. All right, so right off the bat, if we hit play, we would get 32. See, we're not getting different number of errors, and I feel like that's indicative of something. But let's do this. What we could do, let's do this. It doesn't matter. I'll just click on whatever. It could be that I have a public partial class in the file name. Or not the, sorry, I was thinking of file name while I was, it could be that I have this, two of these in some place, and that's causing an issue. Current project. So I'm just going to look for this and see if there's like, I think this will be faster for me to look for that just real quick, and we can mark that off the list as being a problem. Because it should all be at the top, you know. I would hope they would be all at the top. Okay, so this is the first time I did the where these are all in their own file, but I made these after the problem started. It's a Godot thing. They got to be partial classes. I wondered why it was partial. I read about it. I read about it originally because I came from Unity, where Unity didn't have the partial class thing, and I read about it, and now I've forgotten what they were saying. Why it has to be that way. So I'm very thrown off why whatever works and it doesn't crash the game. Because it crashes if you don't have, if this is named something different than the file name, it would crash it. So maybe if you can have just one in the file has to match the name. I thought it was you only could have one in there. It's kind of how you know that you've typoed something, luckily. Unity also had a similar thing, though. A similar, I can't remember if it crashed or if it just threw. So my other idea is that it could be these things. All my static shit. Because somebody said that, whoops, somebody said that they were having problems with constants. Look at all these things with these big gaps. I'm usually... You know, starting a new, especially like a new engine and stuff is kind of a big thing. You know what I mean? Like I always put off like even like streaming changes. Like this chat thing works pretty good, but I would like to look into it more to see if I can make it work better. All right, what's this arrays thing? No, that looks normal. It is a partial public class. I remember when I took this away, it used to complain. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'm waiting for it to complain. Yeah, sometimes like so one of the things that I'm still surprised is why aren't you complaining? All right, we'll keep going, and then I've talked to this has come up a lot. Some people like all the aspects of development, and I do not. I like certain things that like are really fun to me, and then there's other parts that I find extremely tedious. And it's the same with streaming. They're like the act of streaming is fun, but like fucking with OBS and trying to get like chat stuff to work, and then suddenly your sound breaks. You haven't changed fucking anything, and your sound breaks, and you look like an asshole because you're talking and no one can hear you. Whatever, like that stuff. Not into that. Your headset like has a little lag in it. The clock seems like this would be another spot that yeah, I don't think I do that. I was so excited about possibly fixing this issue, but now global space. The fuck is that? I guess I have 3 namespaces. Global space must be for things that are in the map editor, and so I think the thing is I didn't know that you could do that. So I like it's well, there was someone was telling me you couldn't use public class at all in C# and Godot, but I don't think that's true. That was someone was saying that this problem is caused by my public classes. Um, but I wonder if it does have something to do. The fuck is this? There's 7 references to this? No. Okay. uh, no, not the selection. Um, we're going in circles yet? Once again, trying to think of like places where possibly we've already done all this. We're back at the beginning, or I was wondering, like, I don't think you can even put like the wrong whatever this is called. Like, I think it throws an error every time, and like you can't run your game. Like if you have the wrong, I'm almost positive, and we can test that. I just gonna go back through this one more time. What was that? Was that one? No. The other thing that could have happened was I could have accidentally put a method outside and not noticed, but I figure I would have noticed when I was trying to use it outside of that script. Yeah, this is all the same. So let's go back to this guy's thing, and maybe we can decipher something else. I'm gonna take a break in a second. But so let's say, so I use a well, this is a Godot array. He's using this must be a C# array. Did he mention? He mentioned something. Or maybe he just put this here just for his, he didn't want to type Godot collection. Well, he could have Godot collections up at the top. So the other thing, they were saying on the issue that I put in there, which I thought I had open. Let me pull this issue up. I'm hoping that when I go smoke, I'll have like an epiphany. I'll be like, wait, this is the problem. It's not going to happen. So this guy, so it's related to typed arrays and dictionaries. The thing that I guess we could also test is go through and change something, a bunch of shit to var. But I don't like that. I don't like var, but just to see if the number of errors change. Look at all these things open. I gotta close all these. Uh, there's no close all. There has to be. Close selection. Can I? That's not what I wanted, but all right. Sure. I think that would be like a nightmare too. Well, but yeah, I wanted to. I didn't want to have to go. Oh, you can do it all from here. All right. There we go. Thank you. Here it looks like you're using a typed array with a dictionary or script class that doesn't use class name. That doesn't use class name. Everything I have has a class name. You can't even. So that's the thing I don't understand is you can't even run your game without a class name. But that's like, what is he talking about? I mean, this is marked as a bug. I think I'm just gonna have to wait. I saw that guy replied and I couldn't. I was like, oh, this has to be it, but I don't think it is. It's something else that's similar, probably, because they're both of those people are saying something similar. You know, they're saying there's a problem with, you know, typed whatever. And I had to change. So this, I would bet this is a Godot, and he just has like his using Godot collections up at the top, but because I don't, maybe it would be throwing that. I do have like a ton of, I used to have a ton of, I used to use all C# stuff, but then I want to save it. I'm trying to think where I did that. All over the place. Probably in globals. I don't remember where I put globals. It should just be in normal scripts. It's not a public class. Yeah, I don't think all these different folders are very helpful to me. Because then I do what I'm doing right now. Where the fuck is the thing? Where is it? What is it? All right, we don't need this. Whatever, it can go. But maybe he is talking about a C# array, and it's C# arrays that are throwing this. But what does he mean by? Oh, so here's that's a list. Here's another list. What is this bullshit? Oh, do I still use that? Maybe I do. I think this will bring up, yeah, I was going to say, I think it's going to bring up all of the Godot collections too. Trying to think if I'm still using any C# class or arrays, straight arrays, not lists. I probably am, and they probably need to be converted. I usually use lists though, because I like to dick around with the list, you know? I probably am somewhere. Yeah, I think I just have to wait. I was so excited about getting this. Right click. But I just want to find just all of the all of the C sharp arrays. Not that, let's find one. We could write one. I don't know, like I said, I don't know if I have them anymore. I've been switching them over to Godot. I was very resistant to doing that. We could put one in here. We just say of ints. Actually, we don't need that. If it's an array, we would just go like ints, whatever. We actually do that. I do that all the time. And that's a C sharp array, right? But then what is he saying? You going array, I don't do it this way, but maybe I did. Let's say int whatever equals, you can't do it this way. Try array with an arrow. Oh, I see what you're saying. I think this is still going to bring up the Godot ones, though. What we need is less. Yeah. I don't think generally do C sharp ones that way. So yes, I do use arrays all the time, but maybe I have. Trying to remember where I did that is impossible, though. These probably all were originally C sharp arrays. Or list. Actually, no, they would have been lists. I wish I could exclude. See, look at all these fucking things. I wish I could exclude any that had dot collections in front of, or S dot, you know. Down arrow. This down arrow? They're all. See that? No, that wasn't an array. I've changed them all to Godot collection array. This arrow. Find all. What is this gonna do? Learning all sorts of new shit today. Well, that's useful. What was that other thing? Maybe you told me about it at a different time. It was, you could search that. It was like Control G or something. No, that's go to line number. That I use. There was some other search that brought up like a panel, and it was like you could search method references or something. Let's make this a little bigger. All right, so that's very useful. Thank you. See, I don't know shit. And I said I was going to go break, then I didn't because I wanted, you know. Yeah, these are all Godot. Because I would have probably made them a list. Every time I've used, you know, not every time, but the vast majority of times I use arrays, I end up needing them to be a list. But also when I do arrays, sometimes I wrote one the other day that was for the first time. Was that a C sharp one or was it a Godot one? I think it was a C sharp one. You know, I just did like whatever. It's like that. But I had to tell its length, which was the first time in a long time that I had done that, or ever. All right, I'm going to take a quick break. Try space, then arrow. In here? Whoa. What the fuck is that? You will eliminate Godot. Space, then arrow. So like here? In here. All right, I gotta take a quick break, and I'll be right back. In the search thing. All right, let me take a quick break, and then I need a smoke after all this. Let me throw my break timer though. Oh, yesterday I put in a new word to block stuff, and it worked. I mean, that shouldn't be surprising, but it was they were able to get around by spelling viewers wrong, and they put their URL in there, so I blocked their URL. So it actually, man, I don't get why they want to force stuff on people that that they that they force their spam on people that are actively trying to block them. Anyways, I'll be right back. All right. So when I was outside smoking, I decided I think what we should do is just give up. That's the give up for now. That's the genuinely I don't think I should spin it so it's not just giving up, but that's what we should do is give up. Uh, and roll this back. We can just get rid of all these changes. We'll close everything. Because the only changes that I did today were for this. Then we'll work on the real stuff, and I'll reply to this guy and say, I don't think I do this. Um, I looked at this before. See, this doesn't mean anything to me because it's in C++ and it's also way over my head. I guess he searched in here is how he found this. So there's also another, so this is a different bug. I have this one too, but I have another one that has a period at the end. I don't know how you search inside like all of the files? I know you can. I haven't done it in a long time. Whoops. Variant? Not go to, what's this? Period. What is this bringing up? Everything in here? How did I go back to this? Go quote. I don't know if this works the same way. Yeah, so I didn't know you could do this. So then there's this dictionary one. I use a shit ton of dictionaries. I love dictionaries. Where is this fucking thing? Where is this fucking thing? Can I search on this fucking page? Okay, so here's the ones with the periods. How many? Well, I guess let's roll this back first. Visual Studio. Maybe I should just open Visual Studio this way. But yeah, this doesn't tell me anything because I don't understand it. Set typed. I'm going to stash these changes. Or this button. Undo changes. This is all of our changes? Yeah, let's undo these changes. Yes. What about these ones? We aren't going to do those ones? That's why I closed everything. Undo those ones too. Why aren't you doing it? These are those weird... Now this one... Well, let's see what happens. I had that GitHub disaster a couple weekends ago, so I'm... So like this one, these are the things I just added. These ones need to go too. Did I mess with population generation? Yes. These are the ones I did like at the beginning. Quartermaster. Oh, I probably like changed a line or something. Stage them. Why aren't you undoing these changes? Can I rebase or whatever the fuck it's called? Rebase. Visual Studio. I actually feel like Visual Studio opens faster this way than clicking through Godot. Yeah, get out of here. Oh, I can't. Why can't I get rid of these changes? Oh, we're in the wrong spot. Yes, get rid of them. These ones were added. So I had another theory too that it had something to do with my project file, which I was thinking we could fuck with, that the issue where if I delete the project file it breaks certain like 10 things, not everything. Let's do this one and see what happens. Why don't these things go away? Pull from origin, fetch from origin. I've done this before, and I didn't have these things like stick. There's a reason. Assembly info. Provinces? Yes. So these are the ones that I created like at the beginning of the stream. And it won't let me do it. Is it saying something? Is it because they're open or something? Oh, I could have just done the right click, close all tabs. It just like flashes a little thing. Let's actually move this to here. Get Visual Studio GitHub, remove all changes. If the file's in the changes, right click it and choose undo changes. Well, I'm left clicking, but all right. Same thing. It just flashes. That doesn't work. It's very bright. Hard origin main. I don't want to do the main. I want to be on this branch. If your remote name or branch name is different, use those values instead, so we could put in whatever. Redux. Wonder why this doesn't work this time, though. It's probably some weird bug. Visual Studio, remove changes, not working. So this is what we're going to do today, is we're just going to we're just going to accomplish nothing. Wait, that was what we were talking about at the beginning. To the line endings. So how do you fix it? This is from 2021. What the fuck? We have one that's open it and from inside the directory and get this should unstage all. Is that for real though, or are you just some wingnut telling me to do something dumb? Oh, this is what I was just looking at. Resets current head to the specific state. What is the current head? I assume. So ChatGPT is good at explaining stuff. Well, if it knows what it's talking about. How do you reset the changes in Visual Studio Git? Discard changes. View Git changes. Right click them on and discard. Unstage. If you've already staged, but I don't. Did I maybe accidentally stage them? I don't think I did. Open terminal. Keep changes, but what happens if you just put in hard will erase all changes permanently? Well, that scares me. But I pushed the code. The code's on GitHub, so it's like it's reset to a specific. Find the commit you want to reset to. Right click and choose reset. Why aren't these fucking things going away? Pull, then push. Pull. Let's go back to this. We'll try this reset thing. What's the worst thing that can happen, right? Git view manage branches. We're in this one. We don't want the changes. Yeah, so this is the one from yesterday. Is it really the first? The month's already over. Fucking February, right? Well, that got rid of some of them. So what's the deal with these things? So the interfaces should be here. I guess I opened it. No, this is the UID. This is the thing that Godot creates. All token textures. I guess I opened that too. Why aren't these things going away? Like this one I created. So with that, same with that one. I mean, I can fix these, but just delete it. Get the fuck out of here. Oh god, now what? Nothing. Alright, we're fine. Get rid of all this crap. Oh, no problem. No problem at all. I'm just trying. I decided to give up. that was, and then I can't revert these fucking changes. That's all I wanted to go away. Okay, some of them went away that time. Some more. All right, I think these will be fine. We'll just manually delete. Fuck this whole thing. Okay, now, good time. Get the fuck out of here. Get out of here. Get away from me. This one I don't want to delete because I need that one, but those other ones I didn't. All right, now let's close this. Let's open this. I went back to the where I started this morning, and it wouldn't go back all the way. I don't know what I did, or if it's something busted. Occasionally, Visual Studio just implodes. Editor, yeah. So this is the one I didn't want to fuck with. Let's hope it's fine. Let's just hit play and see if it does its normal 32 errors. See, the probably. Probably the part of the issue would have been easier to solve if I was paying attention to when the errors started, like when they went up, because I think it was 28 for a really long time, and then it jumped up to 32. What is this thing's problem? Is there two, the type, so there must be two of these files? All textures. There are two of these files. Oh, because I moved one. That's why there was a new one. And I was like, I don't want to fuck with that one. All right, let's delete this. I don't know why it's being a pain in my ass. Then let's hit play on here. And we'll just give up. And then now we have 33. 33 is different. I like different. I was hoping you could control home. What's this thing's problem? Missing class qualifier name for a reloaded script. Which one? Tell me which one. Okay. Let's close this thing too. Should have deleted that one. I've had to do this one other time, and I had no issues just clicking like go back. And I have reverted files individually. I've never tried to revert back to that to an actual besides the one time. Okay, there's our 32 errors. We'll just ignore those for now. I don't have any idea what to do. So I'll reply to this guy because he seems like he's knowledgeable. Not this guy. I mean, that guy too. Typed dictionary. This guy here, wherever he went. Because I don't think I have any of these. Except for the ones that I made yesterday with the interfaces. But we could, I don't think the number changed when I added those interfaces, but we could check that. Those are in their own folder. It's on I, and I thought that's where we're at. We can add a new one. I added 3 though, and I think that I would have noticed that. I'd be like, oh my god, I'm getting 33 bugs. We could just do this. Put this here. Whatever, defensive. We gotta restart Godot. That's the other weird thing. You know, and sometimes it's 8. I think the second time you run the game, it's 8 of those. This happened with my other problem, and then it just fixed itself. I think we fixed. No, I did fix the other thing. The other one that was happening where it was firing because I had changed a variable in the inspector. Yeah, that didn't do anything. Yeah, giving up. All right, we'll move on with what we were doing in the first place. What was the potential fixes for this thing? I think we have to recreate the project to solve this problem. It's because I added a folder, but we can do that later when we have more issues to worry about. Let's make sure we haven't done something catastrophic here. That seems all right. Everything's looking normal. Let's check our crap over here that we made. We're getting things clicked. Perfect. Man, it's hard to break away from trying to work on this but I think I'm just wasting my time because I don't know enough. Yeah, I don't have any of those. I'm still like thinking like, am I looking at this wrong? Am I see something new? I have like a bazillion public classes. Huh. All right, let's go back to look at what we on my project here. What the hell were we working on? I thought I told you to go away. Yeah, there we go. Go away. All right. Unspawning heroes keeps their hero token around. Double check if it's fixed. So this is right before I stopped streaming yesterday. I noticed that there was like a bug with this, and so then I fixed it, I think. But we got to test it a little bit better. Hey, look, see, we got 30 this time. Who the fuck knows? All right, so there's a couple of tests that we got to do. First one is just spawn it and unspawn it, and then let it pass 4 a.m. All right, that looks good. Let's spawn it again, and then when we get closer to 4 a.m. here, we want to be moving when 4 a.m. hits. All right, that worked. Let's send him home because we haven't done that in a long time. That works fine. Let's unspawn him here. Can we we shouldn't be able to spawn or unspawn him over here. Oh, we got a bug. Select token dot show. All right, what is when move selected token, select token dot show. I think I like clicked over here and then I right clicked. It should still have, I wonder if I can duplicate this thing. Well, I guess we'd have to unspawn it. How did I do it? It's hard to get the errors to come back. The bugs, it's very specific cases. Oh, we can unspawn him while he's moving? That's what? That's not what we want. What I was going to test was, can we unspawn him when he's here? What's this dude's name? His name's whatever. We should still be able to interact with this dude too. So we got a couple of bugs here. I bet you there things have broken over time. Oh, maybe I have that temporary turned off, but you should be able to interact with you should be able to look at your dude. It also kind of looks, it's hard to tell because of the colors. What the fuck? My map stuff is busted. I can't, WAS doesn't work. Let's see if WAS works if I restart it. It could be just that bug broke everything. I haven't messed with that shit in a long time. Oh yeah, WAS has stopped working. What? God damn it. It's always something. I think it was working yesterday. Let's take a look at our project settings. Maybe something in the project settings busted. Input map. We got it. I mean, I guess my keyboard could not be working, but it is. We messed with... Oh, you know, I deleted a scene because here's some underscores. Speaking of underscores, I deleted a scene because it was wrong, and I didn't think I was using it. This looks right. I'm not getting any errors though. I wonder if that scene was in use. It didn't say it was in use though. Here's our camera. I think do we need signals for this? What is this? Get input. Physics. Get input. Move and slide. What are you complaining about? No, that's always been a complaint. The map is a child of the camera? That doesn't seem right. I mean, it could be right, but it doesn't seem right. What about in the map editor? Because the map editor is a similar thing, but different. It doesn't seem like the map should be a child of the camera, because if you were moving the camera around, the map's going to move with it. Is it? What the fuck, man? It's because I deleted that one. Oh, I'm just setting myself up for failure today. Okay. So let's first make sure that we're getting input here. Physics. We can do if camera controls enabled and player controls are enabled. Let's do GD prints. Does zooming work? Zooming doesn't work either. Whoops, we got all sorts of typos over here too. It's because I deleted that goddamn camera thing. You know, I don't think I do the controls this way anymore either. I keep looking at this going, this looks weird to me. The other thing that could have happened too, no, it's here. I was going to make sure, like, this could have gotten... and it used to, you know, I used to have a GD print in there where it would tell me the keys you pushed, if I remember correctly. Hey, we got 8 this time. Yeah, I don't think I do inputs this way anymore. Oh, here's some interesting things. Everything's got to break eventually. It gives me a chance to remember how my old code worked. Yeah, so that doesn't. This could have happened a long time ago too, because I rarely move this screen around. Except I think I did the other day when I was doing my little intro thing. What the fuck? It's because I deleted that camera thing. GitHub, because I didn't want it. I didn't want it there. I want to leave that open is why I'm going this way. Truly independent browser. Let's go to like, yeah, main. We haven't pushed a main probably since this broke. So that was under prefabs, probably something weird. Scenes. Yeah, it was this scene right here. That I deleted. But it wasn't in the hierarchy. The tree. There we go. The tree. It wasn't there. Camera controls. We have an instance of this. We have speeds. Yuppie, how's it going? Thank you for the follow. So I was talking about yuppies last night. I said, I'm worried I'm becoming a yuppie. I'm an old punk rocker, and that's like the biggest fear, you know, becoming a fucking yuppie. All right, what the fuck is going on here? Map editor. Does it work in the map editor? Let's see. Let's run this. Let's stop this. Let's run this. I was looking for the word run. I haven't ran the map editor in a long time, so fingers crossed here. But it also is not picking up input. What is the map editor? See, the map editor one's different. Clock doesn't exist in the current context. This actually looks like the code that I was thinking it would look like. I wonder if the clock's in the global space like I was talking about. It is not. Let's see if we can just tell. It's going to be in player space, yeah. Play this scene. Why weren't we getting bugs there then? We are now. Object is, oh, maybe this thing. Oh, that's just for this. We can just, yeah. We were getting velocity and stuff. What the hell is going on today? It's because I fuck with the Git files. Nothing there. Yeah, it's like my mouse input isn't being anything. I did mess with those project files. Camera, move left. Camera, move right. Escape? I don't have that doing anything, do I? Device 3. That's the mouse 3, I assume. Let's not look at the map editor real quick because that's too. So let's look at player controls. But actually, those are on a separate. Player controls are in a separate thing. So what is going on with this? Let's get input. So it's getting this input if these things are enabled, and we put something here, but it's not getting this vector from these things because when we push the button, nothing happens. I wonder when this broke. And we're doing it by the speed. I wonder if it has something to do with... No, these numbers are right. So sometimes these are, they don't match. So these look okay. And it would have said something, like it would have said... No, actually, I guess it wouldn't have said anything. Let's do this. We can do here, GD print. We'll just put velocity. I shouldn't have just randomly deleted that thing. No, I tested it after I deleted it and it worked. What did I miss here? Oh. Got a little typo in there. So I deleted that thing because I was like, I don't want this in my thing anymore. And yeah, so I'm pushing WASD and it's not. Physical key A. Let's do physical key A. Camera move left. And it would, if it was spelled wrong, it would be giving us an error. Speaking of underscores. So let's do this. This is not what I expected to work on at all, this part. We could compare this file to main, because this file shouldn't, oh wait. Oh, so it's something to do with the project file. These project settings got fucked up. That's strange and unexpected. I did fuck with the project because of the the GitHub thing. I don't know why I have this escape thing. This must be some planned feature later. So now that makes me wonder if there's any other project settings that are fucked up, and that's what's causing these other 30 errors. Zoom doesn't work still. Do we have any GD prints for Zoom? Lost works, but now it's too fast. Something got reset back. I think I have another game with a similar thing, and I think I changed how. All right, mouse up. How I do inputs. 2 other games. We definitely did that. I'm picking though. Can I listen for input? What are we doing? Which one are we doing here? Let's do mouse up. Listen for input. Mouse up. Okay. All devices. Mouse wheel down. All devices. That, did I just change that or what? I mean, don't listen to me. It's obvious. I just, huh. Maybe this was the same. I feel like this is too fast, but it's fine. Very strange. Very strange altogether. Maybe when whatever, it doesn't matter. Sometimes you just gotta, we've given up already once today. So give up and remember that things don't matter. All right, this should probably go away at some point, but this has nothing to do with what we're working on. But that's all fixed. Jesus Christ. All right, what the fuck were we doing? We tested the thing. Oh, then we found a bug, though, when we tested the thing. And the bug, did I copy it over here? I didn't do it. Damn it. Well, we'll get it again. Even though it was kind of hard to get it to replicate. We can get rid of this. All right. Yeah, that worries me that if the project settings were that for the input can break like that, I wonder what else could have broken. So what we were trying to do is test this, and then we found some other issue. So it looks like I can do this no problem, but then let's try to move them again. And we were trying to figure out when it broke. It just seemed to break at some random time. I was like just clicking around. I clicked on this, and then like it didn't know who he was. No, I clicked on this, and then I tried to move him. That's what it was. I like clicked on this after, so he's still selected because it says up here that he's selected. Then I moved him. Let's like unspawn him, and then let's like okay. That time we got the this thing. So it's trying to show him. This one might be easy to fix. It looks to me like it's trying to show him after he's already been unspawned. Like it's trying to move him again. So right click needs to have a thing where it's like, yeah, this guy's gone. But we already deleted him. Well, that's probably the part of the problem. It was probably trying to show him before. I don't know. So if we do that, we do this, then we try to move him. So I right clicked. You right click to move the guy around, like every goddamn game. Then we get this. So it thinks when I'm right clicking, we can go to player controls. Yeah, I don't know about all these folders. I don't know. I'm not liking them lately for all the scripts because I have to remember what the fuck they are. So when we right click here, because at this point, so what we changed yesterday towards the end of the stream was we made it so that token was actually getting deleted. It wasn't really working, so we actually nulled out the thing, and that fixed some other issues, but it's created this one because we right click on a county and it's trying to show a token that doesn't exist. So where is this move selected token? It passes this in. There's something about depending where it's going. So it seems like what we need to do and the county is not equal to null and globals instance selected county population. We'll move this down. I've kind of changed how I do this now. I do it this way, like where this is a row of things. It's easier for chat to see, and it's also easier for me to token, hero token is not equal to null. How about we just do that? I kind of find it enjoyable that, I know it's crazy, but when one little bug that you fix has these repercussions that flow out through your code, it kind of shows how shitty my code is. Wait, is that enjoyable? Let's move this guy. I'm gonna put some notes in. We're not gonna do it right now because this is sidetracked. We should be. This might actually be. Oh, this time the color. Oh, maybe it was just the last time. It was so hard to say. This may have been a choice at the time, but we don't. We want. You should be able to select and look at this guy when he's in a, because he's yours. You should be able to look at him, and it may just be something that we have planned to add later. But I'm gonna. When a hero is in an enemy in a county not owned by the player faction, you should still be able to look at the population description. We're not going to do this right now. This will be in our, and like I said, it could already be in here. All right. So what were we doing? This testing, let's fuck around here some more and see if we can break this. So we can't unspawn him there, which is good because that would be a problem. Maybe that was what I was doing, is I was like, let's just turn that off for now, but we need to make it so that, so let's do some clicking again. Let's let some time run now that he's gone. All right, it's past 4 o'clock. Let's spawn him again. We spawned him and we can still do this. So what happens if we do that? That's fine. Then what happens if we move him? Then let's like move him around some more. All right, there we go. That seems to have been a little bit better tested. Okay, so I'm gonna take a quick break, and then we're going to, when a hero is equipped, we need to remove that equipment from the resource, but we also need to make sure it doesn't do it every day. And then we also need to, basically, if it's taking one, we need to take it, and if it's putting one back, we need to put it back. We're gonna have to put in equipment durability at some point. I already put I don't have anything open here. I think it's under our resource data. You know, I created a new thing. We should put it in here. It's not in here, but we should put it in there. It's currently under good data, I think. Failure rate. So the way I'm going to do it is just have like a failure rate for the equipment where every day or once a week it will roll that failure rate. It's not going to be a number that ticks down. You know, like most games, they have like a durability in it. Like each time you use it, you lose one. I'm going to have a failure rate so that, like primitive guns, we're talking like zip guns and stuff, those will have like a 40% failure rate. And so whenever we do, it depends on, obviously how often we're going to do this check. But let's say it's in combat, it's every roll, every time you roll, which is once an hour, it'd be like 3% or something. It will just be destroyed and they have to get a new one. And I don't want to do the ticking down thing because I want some randomness to the game where like you want to have like these low failure rate guns because you could be in a battle and use up a bunch more than you expected because of the combat. Obviously, it evens out over time. The more you do it, the more whatever. But I'm going to take a quick break and I will be back in less than 5 minutes. I put up my break timer, though I didn't. There it is. I'll be right back. All right. I have smoked. I have. Oh, that was a long, long break. I didn't feel like I was gone for that long. Uh, anyways, we're back. We made it. Uh, what are we doing? We are going to remove equipment from inventory. So when we already have some stuff written here that we're just going to add to, and I don't think it will be that. Oh, this scene's back. Did I delete that after? What else did we just delete? I deleted that yesterday. Maybe I didn't. No, I pushed. I pushed the code. I'm going to delete this scene, even though it probably caused problems. How did that scene reappear? Did I pull from when I reset it? Did it reset to main? Oh, let's make sure we can move the camera and zoom in and out. All right. Oh, God, we got to get these zoom things out of here, too. Zoom out. These things got to go. Man, I was thinking outside. I'm getting the treatment today. I haven't had like a demoralizing stream in a long time. And here we are. So let's run this again. Demoralizing programming day. If I wasn't streaming, I would take a break and like work on it tomorrow. But sometimes I notice that what happens is I don't work on it for a week, then I can't remember what I had hypothesized with my errors. Look, we're getting 30 of these errors now. So the thing we got to check, because I'm suddenly worried that our equipment isn't working, is we got to. So that definitely works. We got to make sure though that the AI is doing its thing. Whoop, because that's where we're 4 a.m. here. Oh yeah, we did these defensive personalities. Oh, and we were getting defensive personalities every time because of a bug. Did I roll this back to the wrong spot? I pushed everything yesterday. I'm 99% positive. Let's look at our personality. Yeah, and it's a new file called personality. Push our. Yeah, I added player personality too. Maybe we just got unlucky with the. We did a bunch of crazy shit to it. Crazy shit. You mentioned cult of personality the other day too, Joker, I think. So these are all the people. Oh, hey, look. I did the thing you were talking about yesterday because I had 900,000 not errors, just line things that were. It was every frame, and I was like, nope, that's gotta go. So we have some offensive and defensive. These all say no, there's a Ruth. Ruth is offensive. It may just have been a random event that we got 3 in a row. And that, freaked me out there. There we go. I think that's weird that thing came back. Maybe I deleted that at the end of the stream and I didn't push it. No, I pushed at the very end. Why did that thing come back? I don't know. All right. So what was I going to do? I was going to pull up county. That's what I was on my way to do when I saw that. County. And what we want to do is when 4 o'clock comes, which is right here, we're going to equip each hero. And then we have this equip heroes. And I think what we want to do, Fred has been equipped, Rose has been equipped. I think what we want to do, man, I gotta go to the bathroom. It just yeah, it just hit me like a ton of bricks. What we'll want to do in here, we should probably turn this into its own method. We want to, well, it's got to be buried inside here. We want to, we'll have the hall master take the stuff from the actual hall master is a public class. We'll have the hall master actually take the stuff from the resource that's there, but we also need to do like a, we're gonna need to do a check to make sure that we aren't re-equipping it every time it runs. Because we don't want to use up equipment every time, and this runs every day currently. So this day, we're going to have it check. What is this thing doing? We're passing a count population data, and we get the location of the population from there. We get the county data. We get the equipment list. What do we get okay, then we're going through this. Oh, this is going to be a little bit more complicated. It's going to pull this from here. Luckily, it will be easy to test because it happens at 4 o'clock. So we're assigning this here. We need to remove it, but we also need to check probably before this whole thing. Actually, we need to check here. Like, does he already have this equipment? Is that the easiest way to do this, or the best way to do this? So we check, we might have to rewrite this whole thing. Which isn't the end of the world. We rewrite stuff every stream. It's usually a rewrite. Every 77% of streams are rewriting something. Okay, use newest equipment. This should be its own method where we check. We talked about. I've decided to switch to Unreal. God, that'd be so painful to switch another engine. Very, very painful. So let's see here. We're getting this equipment list. For every person. So we go through for every person and we create this equipment list. And one of the things I was thinking about doing is having a list of those resources. So currently, if you go to a county, you look at their goods, it's looking in here. Oh, it isn't actually checking for the value if we have any, because we don't have any. And I bet you. Yeah, so it's assigning them. So yeah, this needs to be much more complicated. So what I was thinking though is maybe we have a list of just all their equipment. So we don't have to go through this list every person. So instead of having this happen, we would have this happen one time at the beginning of this process. Then we would have the list of equipment, which would be references to the list in the goods data. We would then, okay, so let's do this differently and also completely the same. No, all right, we need this. We're going to pull this out of here. We're going to make a new thing, actually. Generate equipment list. Sometimes I got to do, we're going to have to pass in county data. I gotta do it as simple, I gotta baby step through this shit. And then I gotta go back and rewrite it, because otherwise I get confused. So we're gonna have this list that's sorted by ascending order at the end. Did I not bring... We're going to have this equipment list sorted by ascending order. This is a C#. Whoops. This list. It's going to do this every day. We do need to do it every day. We can just put return right here, I think. Man, have you, and Joker, I know I've asked you this before, because I know you work in other engines too, I think, but have you ever done that? Like, have a small project or a large project and decided to rewrite it in, like, just out of the blue into, like, Unreal or something, just to see how it is? All right, so we're going to return this list. So now we get the list from here. But we also need to, in this generate, what's going on here? Oh, we're going through the different equipment types. What are we doing up here with that I? That's in this 4. So we're doing the equipment dot length. Because the population data has that array. It's actually, this is an array, just a straight up array. Autism, how's it going? That sounds weird. I thought there was, and I failed. I thought there was a solution to all my problems, and I failed. There was no solution. Well, there may be the solution, but I didn't. It didn't work. I mean, I couldn't figure it out. Joker, you did small project in multiple languages, including the big 3. How was it? So I gave up trying to fix it for now, but I get these. Oh, they're not here right now because they come and go. I get these bugs. Let me fix this and I'll make them appear again. So this. We need this to. We needed this to count to 5, basically. It's, but the reason I set it up the way I did before, this might take, here, let me comment this out, and then I'll show you what, I'm going to show everybody what my problems are. Because I just need to be able to build or run the game. It doesn't always do it, but usually when I make a change on any of the files, it does it. I'll get 30 or 32 errors, or 8. Today this time we get 8. It's these errors here I've been trying to figure out for a while, and someone replied to my post, and I was like, "This is it. This is the solution," but I couldn't. It didn't. I don't do this, so I just rolled back. I fucked around with it for an hour and a half. Didn't work, so I gave up. All my problems are still there, unsolved. Yeah, definitely. I can make it bigger too. So there's actually 2 different errors here. Oh, my head's blocked. Oh, that's true. Here, we can do this. So there's 2 different errors. You can tell because of one has a period and one doesn't. And I put an issue in too, and this guy also looked up the errors in the C++ part. I don't know. I don't know how many it is. So like if you look at this, so it looks to me like there's six with the period and there's 2 without the period. So it could be a variety of things because it just appeared all of a sudden. Like if it had started when I was actually coding, you know what I mean? Like when I changed some code and then hit play, I would have noticed. But it appeared when I upgraded Godot. Um, so yeah, that's the all my problems is that, I mean, it doesn't affect the game though. That's the other weird thing with it. So I wonder if we could do this though with some sort of set number of equipment. I mean, I can put 5 in there. What is this thing doing? It goes through the goods data. Dude, it's been driving me crazy and I've looked at it so many times. It doesn't tell me anything more than this, and I've tried so many different things. And then, like I said, I was so excited that this one I wasn't as excited about I was excited that the guy replied. But it doesn't seem to apply to me. And this guy though, I was like, oh, it's gotta be this. No, it doesn't tell me anything. If it told me a line, it doesn't tell me shit. It doesn't tell me anything now. If it told me any of that stuff, I would just go through that file and start deleting stuff. So this thing, this is on Godot's GitHub. I tried that too. I went through, but it dawned on me that might not. So I would have to delete files from here. So I was deleting. So what I did was I'm in the wrong thing. I was like, why is this so short? I first was like, well, it's got to be something, that's running. So I deleted the player UI, which in this game is like the vast majority of the game. It's like basically that would just leave the map. Like this one would go away, this would go away, and it stopped getting the error. So I know it's in the player UI somewhere, but the player UI is massive. That's this whole massive thing. And so then but it dawned on me that may have been a fluke. Because it's still, when you build, it's still looking at all these files, and it happens when you build sometimes too. So it's not even just running. Sometimes it throws the errors, and there's a different number of errors. It's usually 30, 32, or 8. It's always those. Except earlier when we were fucking around with stuff, we got a 31, which I was like, we're on to something. And then yeah. I don't know. Can you? Is there a way to do that? So it doesn't show it in the debugger here at all. It's only in the output. Joker would know. Can you make it more verbose? That'd be nice. But so I gave up. And I'm just gonna wait. I'm gonna reply to this guy offline because I'm stoked that I had this up for 18 days. I don't know when he replied. 21 hours ago, yeah, like 17 days before someone replied. So I'm gonna reply to him and thank him for replying. But those guys, this guy found that this is a copy of the error in the C# or C++ thing, and I looked at this and it's. So the other thing I could do is, and this would take so much work. is go change all of. Is this a good example? No. No. I might not have a good example up right now. Let's see. Let me find. So I'm one of those people that like can't stand notifications like on your phone. In fact, I have a notification on my phone. I have a this like drives me nuts. So this is like the same thing. Like this is like a notification where I want to I need it to go away. Where am I going? I'm going too far. I want county data. So what I can do in here is change all these to var. That's what it seemed like that one guy was suggesting. Oh, I can't do that. Well, that solves that possibility. I thought I could. All right. I go to project settings. I am in the project settings debug. Settings. Oh, are you going to tell me to turn on that one crazy thing? Verbose. On. All right, let's see what it does. Thank you. I got a different number of them. Well, that's weird. You should autism. Oh wait. What's over here? This says, let's copy this. Message ID Galaxy overlay VX layer does not conform to naming standard. Tell me what thing, where? Oh, it's in some Vulkan thing. So that's not what we're. Is this the same thing? These are all the same. This is not. It's interesting we got 10 this time, though. I also had this weird thought, if I change this to forward, what would happen? I thought about this the other day, and then I forgot that I had thought about it. Man, I'm so into any suggestions that will solve all my problems. And it's not that big of a deal because it doesn't affect anything, but I've talked a lot of shit too. Oh, what is this? This must be from the verbose. I've never seen. This is cool too. I mean, it's not that useful right now, but it could have been maybe for other things. I've talked a lot of shit about watching tutorials where the person has 1,000 errors on their thing, and I'm always like, what are they doing? They're doing a tutorial. How many errors in there? Get the fuck out of here. Oh, that's interesting. All right, so let's hit play. Let's see how many we get. Yeah, they're the worst, right? There's a way you can turn on, like, have it do an error for every warning and every little thing. We only got one, but we got none. All right, that happens sometimes. When that happens, we got to go and just make a change in a file. That's it's because the verbose thing is too verbose. Oh, we got 32. We got 32. I do wish there was a button for go to top here. You know, though, look at this, though. This gives us something. This gives us something. It happened after this. Like it got through some things. So this might help. Um, I thought this was happening at the very beginning before any like, but with this verbose thing. So let's look at spawn token button or that's not. I can't look at that, but one of these, yeah, like one of these two. We might be onto something here. Uh, spawn, and I have been messing with spawn token button for a while. I actually messed with it yesterday. Wherever the fuck it is, it's it's actually right here. Um, it's right here. So this looks normal there. So the other thing that we were talking about with chat earlier is like, if you have you can put it, I didn't even know you could do this. You can put another class outside of this. I thought it would throw error for that. So and that's what that one guy was saying is like he had the classes out there, but I don't see a class out there. So that's what I was checking first. What else is weird in here? Oh, look, I'm using get child. How strange for me. I never use get child. Um, scroll down to the tooltip. This is commented out. I wonder why I commented that. Did it not work? There's usually a reason why I comment out stuff, and then I'll be like, oh, I'll just uncomment it, and then there's, I don't see anything bizarre in here. I am doing this, which is kind of weird. No, I do this in various spots, but it is calling an instance. What was the other one? The other one, all activities, I bet you is more likely. Let's look at all activities because that has enums in there. In fact, that has, again, they were saying that it was like, well, they wasn't saying it was enums. Like, where am I going specifically? But all activities, that's just an array, I think. It's a node, though. Let's look at this thing. I'd say delete the stuff. Yeah, that's a good, you're talking about in spawn token button. We could just comment it out. This part. Because if it does this, it's not, we're too far here. It doesn't, we don't give a shit if it gives us other errors after it gives us these ones. You know what I mean? Oh, I guess I can't do that because there's too many things that are needed. So we can't do that part. This actually doesn't even have that much stuff. Let's look at all activities first, because it seems to be, they're saying it has something to do with an array or a dictionary. This is extremely basic. This is a node. What do you see? This is an array. How many are in here? How many activities are in here? Let's see. How many are here? Whoops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. When you say extending node, what do you mean? My vocabulary is bad. So there's also 8 of these. Let's fix this thing, or comment this thing out again, though. It's just an unnecessary error right now. It's not doing anything with what we're messing with. What if delete this file to all? So this file we might be able to, because it will give us errors later. We should be able to do this. We actually, all we can comment out is this. But this, it does have 8 things. I think I vaguely remember checking this before. But it could be. Build's not going to do the trick. I guess we can't do that either. I see I have everything all intertwined like you're not supposed to do. But then it's like, so what was this one guy saying? Oh, but that's not what he was saying, that like he puts his on outside of like this for like enums and stuff. And I do use a ton of enums, but I wonder if, oh, that's a good idea. Just have this equal, well, that's not going to do us any good though. You know, there was a long time ago, I had to re-drag some things over because something happened. If I could just get a different number of errors too. I mean, regularly, a reliably different number. Because if I could get a reliable, well, if the number of errors was reliable in the first place, and then don't initialize variable with export attribute. I have to. Or you mean initialize it later? Oh, it's the one thing again. We got to do a change. Yeah, but they have to be initialized for saving. Or, sorry, exported from saving. It's not the export. I have 500 exported things. Hey, we got, oh, it's just that overflow thing. But we could check, it could be the export of like this, but no, then I can't do it. I can't do it with, because I haven't dragged in there. Let's get rid of it and see. So you can't get your hopes up if it's 30, 32, or 8, because those are the random ones. Yeah, that doesn't do anything. I wonder now if I need to put these back in here, but that's not the end of the world. It's only 8 things. So this happened before. We've narrowed it down to like 6, and we looked through all the things that had like 6 and 8. A lot of things that have an 8. Are you gonna remember here? Yeah, let me Actually, let's run this again. 39. Oh, that must have been the 8 plus the 1. That's the problem. Is that like I've tried so many things, and I was hoping that they were on the right path there, but um. Oh, let's change this back to mobile too. And we got to restart it anyways. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. If it says 0, then we know that it's not right. That's another one. So if you run it, if you don't make a change in the C# files, it says 0. So like it says 0 there, then you got to make, it doesn't matter what you do. If you just add a space. Exactly. So then we're back. So it has something to do when it's building. I don't know. We're still getting that same, but I usually just leave it on mobile. We're getting that same Vulkan warning. Yeah, this is the same thing. Yeah, I give up. I thought this is a good idea, but there's nothing weird in there. In either one of these. What line complained? I don't think there's any lines that are complaining. So it does call it regularly, but there's nothing weird about this. I do this all the time. So there would be more. I mean, I do that more than 32 times. That's what all these arrays are. That's what all these things are. Well, let's look at a different one and see if there's different ones different. It looks the same. All attributes. Move this next to it. And get rid of these extra things. Comment out export again. The export has to be there though. Yeah, but the Visual Studio would say if there was a typo in here. If this was like an A, it's gonna tell me, and it wouldn't build either. The reason I changed it back is because we would have to wait for. Well, actually, if this was an A, it wouldn't matter. But if this was a lowercase d or something, it wouldn't matter. Comment. Then I can't run it without it there. So if I comment out this whole line, it doesn't run. I can't build without it. We could create it. The line that this is just a translation thing. Oh, I see what you're saying. We could just say, well, here, we can do this. Where does this end? Population data. Because then we can just to give it something. So it's the same, this time it's 30, because sometimes it gets 32, and sometimes it gets 30, and sometimes it gets 8. Except for that one time it got 31. No, don't get your hopes up. It's the same thing. It's 32, 30, and 8. It goes through a series. And the only way you can really tell. So if this was 30, then we can get our hopes up a little bit. Oh, I didn't change something though. It did get 31 for a tiny bit of time, but that 31 was that not recently. That 31 was for a different error. What are these? We have a different. Where did this come from? Oh, it's mad because of it's missing the attributes. Oh, it's because, yeah, it's that thing. Did I change a line and save it? I can't remember. Yeah, so now it's 32. So the like to get the original 32 number, you gotta restart Godot and change something in Visual Studio, and it actually doesn't matter if you just put a space in it, it works. And I don't know if, like, now that I change the space and put it back, if it will get 32 again. It might get 8. Oh, it didn't get any. Dude, it's I appreciate the enthusiasm because that's the thing, is there's no way to tell. And it blows my mind that this doesn't have, well, they're not there right now. Like, how did we build it after this? I'm curious. Didn't do, let's see if we can get a different, if we get 8 this time. And then once again, though, and this is where it makes it more complicated. Well, we got 30 this. So building it, you get 30. Playing it, you get 32. What's the difference? Like, that's a legitimate question that I'm asking. So once again, though, that like, see, these are different. So this one's like the dictionary. What was it? So the one with a period is for dictionary. So it's the dictionary is the period one. Here, we can make this bigger. And then the one without is for arrays. Where am I clicking on here? And what is the process? What happens when you play versus build? What is the extra 2? Well, I was going to say it's going to be the end, but I guess it's not going to necessarily be the end. We could count. We could do this to see. Do this. Now I'm getting into this crazy talk here. Let's go back to this. Yeah, it won't let you build. Oh, that's a good idea. You love the stack button. Oh, I hit the clear button instead. Let's do this though. We gotta make a change. We'll hit play. Oh, we got 8 this time. Oh man. Let's see here. So yeah, so the 2 without the period and 6 with the period. And then that we gotta make sure. I think this is I should have cleared it. Yeah, so this time we got 30. Because I didn't clear the number. I gotta find the. $19. Well, that's kind of interesting because I assume they were all even numbers. They aren't. Huh. All right, all attributes. What was the thing? So what did we decide? Let me think about this for a second. Which is the one, which is which? Okay, so arrays are without the period. So there's, in this instance, there's 21 of them. And then in this earlier, there's only 2. How is that? Yeah. So if we go, yeah, I think it's impossible to figure it out without the error giving us more. Well, I mean, not impossible. You could probably go through every single file and delete it and then go through, but it would take 50 hours. So I'm just, and it is, it's marked as a bug in Godot. This is wherever it went. It's a bug in Godot. So maybe I shouldn't be wasting my time with it. Maybe they'll be like, oh shit, this is a Godot thing, and then they'll just fix it. But I just wanted the thing to go away, I didn't want to I wish it did too, or even if it said just the file name, I guess the class would be the thing. So he said something about, here it looks like you use the typed array or dictionary with a script class that doesn't use class name. And it's like, you can't. Yeah, that's right, Casper. It's not impossible, yes. It's so much work. Uzman, 2D4X is a 2D4X video game I'm working on. I've been, it's like inspired by like Paradox games and Dominions and Shadow Empire, games like that. Uzman, thank you for the follow also. And this is just where it's open source. I'm making it with Godot, C# version. Today, I've just been trying to fix an error that has no effect on anything, but I just didn't like it. Autism, what did you say? Is the error in the verbose message showing up between the same file names? That's a good question. No. Eventually I will. That's eventually I do want to hire an artist, because this is all just like temporary stuff to get everything working. It's interesting, Autism, that it is showing up in different between different files. Yeah, if it was, I have one shader in this, and it's like I got it from Win. So I'm guessing that this doesn't run it. I have an idea. Wait, I have an idea. This isn't where we want to be. It's probably, yeah, it could be running in a different order too. I was curious when I last built it, this error was still happening. What the hell is going on there? This error was happening. I was wondering how many it had. And I was wondering if it showed up when it's compiled. Doesn't look like it does. Huh. Okay. It wasn't a useless idea. So it doesn't show up when it's compiled, which is I thought it did. I should have probably commented out all this shit before I compiled it. Should probably. Is it still doing that? It's just. Yeah, Usman. I like it's a long ways off, but at some point I do definitely want to. I mean, I don't have much money, but like currently, the only shader I'm using is for this, but I do want to like I pulled these things off like an open source map thing, and I wanted the maps to look different but similar. You know what Thomas Brothers is? I want to make it kind of look like you're planning your strategies with the Thomas Brothers, and this is like notes. Obviously, this doesn't look like notes at all. It looks like buttons and shit, but that's why I threw this piece of paper here. Was so that it like it'd be notes that you're like taking in the because it's a post-apocalyptic game. That was the idea behind that, anyways. Yeah, it's weird it doesn't show up in there, but maybe it fixes itself when it's compiled. Everything's so strange. Yeah, so autism. It could be a coincidence for. Let's build it one more time over here. It could be a coincidence. It could be doing it in a different order. The order might not matter. What are these other things that appear? Those percentage S things. Oh, we didn't get it this time though. What was this final error? Oh, this is just because. Let's fix this thing real quick. We gotta put this back. All attributes. Export. Then we gotta go. Debug export. I think I have that on, do I not? I did reset up this. Is this set for release? It better not be so. Good God. Yeah, again, every time I update. But yeah, we're not going to mess with that right now. I'm just going to put this back. Then I think I'm going to call it a day. But let me build this. So, hey, let's see what happens here. Because I put the export back. Is when you do the shaders and stuff for fun. That's cool. Like, I have a day job as well. That's why this is my fun thing. We need to add back these things. What is this? This is all the tributes. What do we got? 8 of these? I hope these weren't in some weird order. I would hope that I did alphabetical. All right, we're going to push this code too. What did I have? Yeah, Mendel say, and I'm going to rename this to attractiveness, by the way. I don't know why I did looks. Because I was using some old thing. I'm going to turn off this. No, I'm going to leave that on for a minute. For not a minute, That's pretty awesome. My job, I'm an IT manager, my day job, and it's not bad at all. It's not like, this is exciting and fun. Occasionally, like when I first started, I was learning a lot of stuff, but now it's mostly just me like sitting there answering the same questions over and over again. I get a lot of the same questions. There's a little door on there's a little door on the webcam on laptops. On almost every laptop that we have, there's a little door on it, a privacy door, so you can close it. I get asked about that a lot. They say their webcam's broken. Stuff like that. It's not very exciting, is what I'm trying to say. Yeah, I'm gonna leave this thing on. It is crazy though that all attributes is now it's but now look, the next one is all research. Yes, I do, Usman. I do know what you mean. I feel like I'm never gonna learn everything. Let's put this. Oh, the other. Which other one was I fucking with? We need this to come back too. Where was that? Spawn? No, population data. Let's put this back. We want to. Maybe the translation server is broken. Except it would have changed. It would have changed. It's a joker. That's exact. Except they don't know that that's what it is. They just say their camera's broken. And if I say, hey, there's a little door that you can open and slides that open and close, they say no, there isn't. And so then I send them a picture. I'm not making this shit up. I send them a picture of the little door, and they say, oh yeah, there is. So I should just skip the part where I tell them that there's a little door and just go straight to the. Now I can't. Oh no, they're back. All right. I just wanted to check one more time where they're appearing. Yeah, so this must not be. That's pretty much what I do. It is interesting. You know what I think is happening? I think what's happening. Why it seems like this is happening between two files. These are actually scenes that are being instantiated. So here's here's like the main scene, right? What's up here? Yeah, so this is the main scene. Then this is the next scene. And then this is because this is like a button that's being instantiated in the hero list checkbox panel. And those are all of the scenes being instantiated because I have all those things, right? Then it does some other thing. So it does some other thing in between those two things, in between generating the scenes and then finding the classes, and that's where it's getting this error. And then these are just not in any specific order. It's just finding these in some sort of order. And then I'm not ignoring you, Casper. And that's why it seems like it's a different thing. And Casper, yes, it's for typed dictionaries. I really wanted to use typed dictionaries. So where did I use one? So inside one of these things. So basically, as to add and adjust things in the game, I like to do it in the inspector because I think it's easier. And one of the things, it's actually under like county improvements. So like a garden. So this game is going to need an extreme amount of balancing. Like once we get like the basic game running, it's going to be so easy for shit to just break because it's going to be unbalanced. So one of the things I have is like the cost of stuff is like a dictionary that has a good data, which is like a resource, not a Godot resource, and then an int. I wanted to be able to use this feature, and it wasn't in the 4.3. And once it gets to 4.4 stable, I'm not gonna keep being on the cutting edge because I don't want to deal with that. But I am gonna call it a day. Wait, no, I had to do one more thing. We got to build this one more time. Yeah, so whatever it does in between these two things. You're gonna work on it. So if you did, you're gonna probably wonder why this .godot file is in here, because it's filled with garbage. And the deal is with it, you're not generally supposed to upload this. You know, everyone creates their own. It creates its own when you run it. But the problem is, I like to drag and drop stuff in here, and that breaks some of them without the .godot file in there. And actually, it's one of the things on my list is to get rid of the things that I've dragged and dropped that break when the .godot file is in there. Let's quick load. So if you're wondering what is going on with that, I don't think it should not be an issue. And I appreciate the help. Anything to get those stupid things out of here. Move. This says all activities, so I'm going to assume it means all activities. I don't think it's really 8, though. Or 9. I don't think this was also in some weird order. Yeah, if you find anything that can help, I would love it. That'd be great. And Autism, thank you again. Because I'm calling it a day here. I'm going to push this code. I'm going to close this. I'm going to close this. I'm going to push this code. I would do 4 point. So if you do, so this is where also, this is a thing I guess I didn't mention very specifically. If you run 4.4 dev 4, it doesn't do it. So it just starts if you go, I think it's dev 5, but if you're on 4.4 dev or RC3, it does it, or whatever the newest RC is. So it just suddenly started one day. That's what part of the problem of why it's so hard to find this problem. Because if it had started when I was writing the code, I would have been like, oh, I'm getting this error. Let me fix this. Let me not do it that way. All right, let me push this. What do we do today? I gave up on fixing all my problems. Yeah, I bet you it doesn't do it in 4.3, but you won't have the type dictionaries, so then everything will break. Maybe? Probably? You know, it won't break, I don't think. It will probably just be that it will probably just be that like the cost of building buildings and stuff won't work. Which like there won't be any cost. You might get some null things from there. You could make some sort of whack workaround for that, but yeah, let me push this. Let me commit all these changes. And I already did that. Let's push this shit. Well, if it runs, then that's. Did you get the errors? Because I haven't been on 4.3 in a long time. I bet you didn't. Well, that would be my hypothesis. No errors, yeah. So it has something to do. They changed something, and that, you know, I just remembered this too. There was some other error that I fucked around offline and streaming for many hours, and I couldn't fix it. And I think it's in my Gmail. One second here. I was going to call it. Oh, I should raid someone too. Let's see if I can find it. Oh, it's right here. So this was on, this is, you know, after, so this is dev 2. So this is after the type dictionary thing. So I already upgraded to this. And it build it when you hit build, it was broken, but it didn't tell you that it was broken. Like it just pretended like it worked. And so I had this issue, and you could restart Godot and it would build it. And so I just rolled back to dev 1, but I spent hours and hours and hours thinking it was some problem with my code. And it wasn't at all. It was Godot's. They released the thing where you couldn't build with the C# thing, and these people are flipping out about that. They're pissed, and I kind of agree with them. Like, like this guy. This left a very bad taste in my mouth. So this is the thing. It is so important that you can build your project, and no one tested it. That you can build your project. That I find that incredibly shocking. Like, because whoever released it, like, they didn't try to build their C# project, or did they not notice that it didn't build? Like, I didn't notice it wasn't building at first, but then I thought I had broke something, you know? Anyways, so this could be something that I'm trying to solve that is unsolvable, and they'll just release an update. Next update will fix it. Because I am on, like, the dev version. Like, I'm asking for this pain. But anyways, thank you. So I do very much appreciate all the suggestions from everyone. I know, like, sometimes I get grumpy. It's because I fucking hate this shit. The air part, not Godot. I actually like Godot and what I'm working on. I have to be careful when people misunderstand my I'm trying to think of the word, lackadaisical insults. No, that's not what I'm going for. Anyways, thank you. Oh wait, we're gonna raid somebody. I always forget. I used to never raid people, and I decided to do that. Try to be less antisocial. So let's look here. Twitch. Let's see here. Let's go. There is. You guys can probably hear that. No, you can't hear that. I don't think. Good. Let's go to here. Let's go to my raid thing. Let's look for similar or smaller size. I like that. I like that. Yeah. Then let's do tag Godot. I think I did Godot engine last time, and I think that brings less. Let's go over here. Let me bring this back up. Tower Defense Gaming, Godot 4. I like to find the C# people if there's any of them, because I like to give the love to the C# people because they're such a rare Godot stuff. Yeah, sometimes though I try to figure out what they're doing with that, because I did that one time and there was nobody, but then the guy I selected was a C# guy. They do it two different ways. They do this. Yeah, it came up. Oh, we got one. Yeah, let's do a different person here. I rated him somewhat recently. I try to spread it out. Playing games from Bracky Games Jam. Let's finish it. I wonder why he has Godot in his thing. Here's a Unity. There you go, Joker. Unity. Why did it bring up Godot? He doesn't have Godot in here. None of these people do. We could check out this tower defense. That could be interesting. What's this person doing? They're doing chill Godot Nico. I don't know what Nico is. Is that like what's those things in 40K? The undead guys? The necros? Is that what that is? I'm trying to make a funny joke, but I forget that I'm the only person who thinks I'm funny. All right, I'm taking too much time on this. Let's go to this tower defense guy. It's a cat. All right. So I'm taking off. Thank you again, guys, and thank you for the definitely Autism, Casper, Joker, Lord Mac, everybody. Thank you. I will talk to you next weekend. I might stream this Wednesday. I haven't decided. but soon, hopefully. Talk to you guys next time. Bye.